welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time with us. This is Lealan Presents. I'm Leanne, I'll be your host for this video, and I'm joined as always by Allin, my co-host. Hi. Hi. Please remember to like this video if you like it and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. We appreciate it. Good stuff. As you've seen from the title card, this video will be our reactions to the most recent AEW pay-per-view, All In, which came from London, from Wembley Stadium on 27th of September, which as recording, August, 27th of August. Getting mixed up. As we're recording, that is yesterday, so we've literally just got back from London from attending the event, which was amazing.
Literally, we just got in the door and we started recording. Yes, my voice is wrecked.
So like we did before when we did our Clash of the Castle reactions, to preface it, the experience is so different when you're actually there. You get a lot more in some ways and a lot less in others, so there might be some differences in our reactions to this one. Cat leg for you.
Enjoy that, folks.
Enjoy that. As usual with our reactions, we'll put a link somewhere on the screen to our predictions, which if you'd like to go check those out first, please do. And a reminder that these videos are spoiler heavy, so if you are planning to watch All In and haven't yet, we'd recommend you do that before you continue with this video. But we'll still be here when you get back. So, anything else before we get started?
Nope.
All right. Oh, what a show. What a show. The atmosphere, the fireworks.
The fireworks.
Confetti. It was amazing. It was a great time. We had a good time. Our seats weren't like the best, but amazingly, I mean, you could still see the ring, you had screens, and you're just immersed in it. So even with not spending loads of money on seats, you can still get such a good experience from it. So
if it wasn't for the canopy, we'd be able to see the center of the ring, but that post was right there. But so be it.
They needed the canopy because the roof of the stadium was open, and if it rained, then,
close the damn roof.
But then you can't have the fireworks.
But then it's darker, and you can do smaller fireworks.
Wow.
They were blowing fireworks off the top of the entrance, which weren't going up that high.
Yeah. But you know, it's the spectacle, isn't it? Alright, so we'll start with, there were two matches on 0 Hour. The first one was for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. This was between Aussie Open and Better Than You, Baby. So the first of two matches this evening for Adam Cole and MJF. And there were lots of speculation about what effect this match is going to have on the later match. So it was quite an interesting one going in. An interesting choice to open, but definitely got the crowd.
I kind of figured they'd bookend it. I think I said that in the predictions.
Gives them enough time more time to recover in between, and it, like I said, it gets the crowd riled up.
Yeah,
good stuff. So, anyways, this was a really good match. Both great teams, and you had some comedy elements with kangaroo kicks and double clothesline, which was amazing.
Actually got hit.
They did. Both moves got hit. Aussie Open attacked before the Adam Cole baby could happen, so many boos for that. Yeah. There's teasing of MJF doing a suicide dive, but he doesn't pull it off.
No.
And doesn't pull it off because Aussie Open pull Adam Cole off the apron because Adam Cole had been holding the ropes open. We do have a great spot with Aussie Open clotheslining each other because MJF ducks out of the way. And then, yeah, the finish comes from MJF and Adam Cole. They win after MJF hits a kangaroo kick. Then they hit a double clothesline. And then they get the pin and become the new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions.
So as you said, it was a good match, but I felt it was a bit short.
Yeah, it was.
It was 7
short.
minutes, and to beat Aussie Open in 7 minutes, to me, that's a bit.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're amazing. I don't know enough about Aussie Open, I don't think, but yeah, I get you. Anything else you want to say about this match?
No, but I should probably get my notepad for the predictions.
You should get your notepad.
Continue.
So following the conclusion of the match, you end up with MJF and Adam Cole both in the ring, obviously. and they start facing up to each other in preparation for their match later on. MJF holding up his title, and they leave the ring separately, not as a team.
Nothing.
Got it?
Nothing.
Everything is fine. How we doing so far? Cat.
We got that one wrong.
Uh,
Rags, hello. Hi.
it's a cat.
Hello. He
All
missed
right.
us.
He did.
What did you miss us feeding you? Is that what you really missed?
He missed us. He loves us very much. Next match on 0 Hour was for the FTW Championship. This was the match that was announced on Collision, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's not Collision.
Well, Tony Khan announced it early
Yes.
on a podcast on, like, I think it was Wednesday.
So we knew about it, but it was
Up to
officially
Thursday.
announced, like, on the show. The actual, like, build-up happened there.
Yeah.
Jack Perry versus Hook to get the FTW Championship back, because Jack Perry wants to retire the championship and Hook wants it back. Jack Perry enters in a limo, which is on brand for him at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And this is being fought in under FTW rules, so it's essentially Falls Count Anywhere type thing.
I don't know if FTW rules is fucking out. I don't think any falls took place outside the...
Aubrey was counting by the limo.
Was she?
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember that.
She was.
Okay.
It is really easy to miss stuff in the arena,
Yeah.
in the stadium.
Yeah.
So we were watching some of it back on the coach on the way home, just so we could have enough stuff to say in this video, and to pick up on any of those little things that we missed. But yeah, she was counting in the ring, out of the ring even. So they start fighting on the entrance ramp, and end up on the limo immediately. You get Jack Perry suplexing Hook on the roof, followed not long after by Hook suplexing Jack Perry through the windshield. And he cuts open, I think it's his elbow.
Yeah, I think it's elbow and I think part of his tricep, I think.
Yes.
And Hook cut part of his shoulder
Yes.
on the glass.
There are bins involved. They do get to the ring for the rest of the match, pretty much. You get a moment where, Jack Perry is pretty much, what do you want to say? Mocking RVD.
Yeah. Oh, that was on the limo as well.
He did that on the limo.
He did the Rolling Thunder on the limo.
He did, Rolling Thunder, and he did the RVD thing. And then he teases doing a coast to coast, and we were just like in the stands, like, no, he can't do that. What's he trying to do?
In WWE's Coast to Coast, the original was the Van Terminator.
The Van Terminator. There we go. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nice. He doesn't do it. He just jumps off. But yeah, that's sort of all I've got until the finish. If there's anything you want to add.
ECW history on the Van Terminator. The first time he debuted that, he was teasing it against when he was fighting his best friend Scotty Anton, and he debuted it during that match. So can't remember what event it was, but that's when it first happened.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So this match goes to Hook. Jack Perry taps out to Red Rum.
Yeah.
So Hook wins back the FTW Championship.
Yeah.
It's not being retired. Rags is trying to get his toys.
So once we finished watching Collision, I did update the description for that prediction, and we both predicted Hook to win. So we got that one correct.
Yes. Oh, he's got it. Sorry. Checking on the cat. All right, so that's 0 Hour. So we come to the actual show, and we start with CM Punk versus Samoa Joe
For
the real World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
So for nothing. That's what's for.
Yeah.
For nothing.
For a replica title.
Basically.
With spray paint on it.
Vandalized.
It's tainted. It's tainted because Punk's holding it.
The crowd is extremely divided. From where we were sat, it seemed like a very Punk crowd to start. And then pretty quickly just swerved into Joe all the way with a couple of CM Punks being chanted here and there. It was quite interesting how it sort of tilted, I suppose. But watching it back, it was pretty much even split all the way, it felt like.
Yeah.
But I mean, Samoa Joe just knows what the British crowd want, and he knows what'll get the British crowd going.
Yeah.
So he was like just playing into that all the way, which gets them on side, I think, pretty easy. I can't even remember how it comes about. I've written Seesaw and Punk. I think we had Punk like on the ropes, like half and half.
Like almost seated on the middle rope.
And Joe was doing something to hit him, so he just kept going like flip-flopping back and forth.
And then he kept dragging his foot and...
Seesaw and Punk.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was good. I wrote it down. I had a good idea. I think it's the thing. Yay! There was a kind of a weird looking moment where Joe was on the outside. CM Punk was, I think, going to not like suicide dive, but like jump out on him. But Joe just like is casually walking away, and CM Punk still leaps out and ends up just flopping to the floor.
Joe tends to do that quite often when people try and do high body cross bodies and stuff like that. So he just tends to be like, nope, turns around and walks off casually. It's just a normal Joe thing to do.
Just makes him look silly then, which is what he wants. Punk ends up bleeding after he's driven through the front of the announce desk. Probably bleeding, but it's all good. Everyone does it.
So I'm wondering,
be safe.
After the Jack Perry hook match, when both of them bled because of the glass, they changed the mat. They didn't change the mat after the CM Punk match. So I'm wondering if he went off his own back and got colour without authorization.
Maybe.
Because who's going to tell CM Punk? Because he'll just bitch about it anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, that happens. Quite fun having CM Punk hit the go to sleep on Samoa Joe and him kicking out defiantly at one. It's always great to see.
I love that.
Anything else before I head to the finish?
No.
All right.
I haven't got any notes because this is the prediction notes. So
that's all right. Well, I thought you might remember something fun or want to chime in.
I hate Punk. That's fun.
The more you know.
Joe should have killed him.
The more you know.
Joe was great. He had the crowd on his side.
Yeah, it was so good and just fun all the way through. So CM Punk bites Samoa Joe on the head, and then was it a Pepsi plunge? I think they called it from the top rope.
It looked like Joe was going for the muscle buster, and he kind of slipped, or Punk like jumped down or slipped or something, and then he got back on the top, and as you say, he bit him, and then hit the Pepsi plunge, which is almost it's kind of like a double underhook DDT off the top.
And pins Joe to win and retain the Real World's Championship.
Boo.
Boo.
We got that one right though, because we both predicted the Punk to win.
Yeah, of course. And I predicted Punk to open the show, sort of in a roundabout way, a little bit. It doesn't give me extra points.
No.
All right, next. Let's move on. Bullet Club Gold, which is Jay White and Juice Robinson, with Konosuke Takeshita, versus the Golden Elite, I believe, which is Hangman Adam Page, Kota Ibushi, and Kenny Omega. They didn't announce them as the Golden Elite, but I remember.
No, the commentary team will reference him as Golden Elite.
Yes. Cool.
And it's Switchblade Jay White, if you don't mind.
Switchblade Jay White. I apologise. It was on one screen. Switchblade was on one and Jay White was on the other, so I was looking at the wrong one.
Continue.
It was quite a technical match. There's a lot of, technical spots like switches and counters and all sorts of things. So while it makes really good watching, it is quite hard to follow all the time exactly what's going on. Sometimes a move happens, I don't know who got hit by who at that point. Just flip around in the air and I get lost.
You're lucky you didn't stop doing that first with the sentence. There were switches, and I was going to go, and blades.
Got
it in there anyway.
But everyone in this match got a good innings.
Yeah.
And everyone got to show what they could do, and there were different pair-ups and teaming, which was really cool. You have the guns at ringside interfering. They stop Kenny from tagging Hangman Page in at one point and attack Ibushi on the outside and do a couple of other shenanigans.
It's the guns.
Yes,
to be expected.
Of course. Plenty of chants in their disgrace.
I suppose.
Yeah. Lots of that. Lots.
I suppose.
What have I got? I got Ibushi takes down Jay White, Switchblade Jay White, with one kick. So after White was attacking Ibushi for quite a bit.
It's giving him forearms, yeah.
Forearms and all sorts. Ibushi had one karate style kick. They were saying it was
stiff.
Stiff,
Oh,
yeah.
I looked stiff.
Down like a felled tree.
Yeah.
Oh. It's great. This match was really, really fun to watch. Again, it's some of these people that I don't know a lot about, and it's great to see them in action so I can sort of see what's going on. Widen my field of view in terms of the world of wrestling. Good stuff. And I want to see more of it.
Yeah.
Anything else you've got to say before we get to the finish?
No, just that the finish came out of nowhere.
Really
I kind of expected
did.
it, but then it kind of got flipped, and I was like,
Yes.
what?
So Kenny Omega hits, I think it's running knees to both.
He hits a rising knee on,
Rising knee.
I think it was Jay
Jay
White,
White
I think.
first. And then Juice Robinson took a knee as well.
And someone was on the ropes. I think it was Juice was on the ropes, and Kenny was lining up for a V-trigger.
And instead, Takeshita uses Kenny's momentum against him, rolling him up in a small package. Right out of nowhere.
Dick.
Just
Dick.
It was pretty shocking. And I don't think we got that right.
You did.
I did.
You
did
predicted Bullet Club.
Yay me.
And Takeshita, yeah.
But also boo.
Well, the thing is, I don't want to see Bullet Club feuding with Kenny because I love Jay White. I think he's brilliant, and I love Kenny Omega. He's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, this is what I found quite hard with this pay-per-view entirely, because there were teams that I didn't mind winning, apart from Don Callis was there.
Yeah,
and this is probably one of them. Because he's just smarmy. Don't like him.
I think we should have Bullet Club feuding with Better Than You Baby for the ROH titles now.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be cool. Ranks is moving about.
Yeah, he's very active.
All right, next. For the AEW World Tag Team Championships. Young Bucks versus FTR.
So, this surprised me in the sense that I thought they would keep CM Punk match, Kenny match, and Young Bucks match away from each other completely, but here they are literally back to back to back. And it's like, are they started ironing things out in the locker room, or is he just targeting other people like Jack Perry? Yeah, Google it. He had Jack Perry basically removed from Wembley Stadium because he's a prick. Anyway, carry on.
Because Punk's a prick.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, carry
on. So the Young Bucks have obviously got streamers in their entrance. A lot of streamers.
Oh, yeah.
But they're all centered to the ring, so you end up having them just hanging from the canopy that we mentioned earlier. Just
down. It got distracting a little bit.
Bit distracting, and it's at the start of the match, maybe the first 5 minutes at least. The ref's trying to get stuff out of the way, and it's all tangled around his shoes. It's trying to move it.
One of the ring crew as well were trying to pull all the shoes down from our vantage point. You can see this guy just
So gets in the way, but it's the Young Bucks. They got to have their streamers. Okay, this is great. There are a lot of spots in this match. I think there have to be with the Young Bucks and FTR.
Yeah, two of the best teams in the world.
Best teams. They got such great tandem work as well as solo work that it's gonna be amazing whatever happens. Examples. So as Cash Wheeler at one point is diving for the tag, you instead get Matt Jackson just flying past him, super kicking dash off the apron. I don't know how he overtook, but it's a dive and then the kick just goes straight forward.
Well, it's simple, right? A buck is a deer, right? And a deer can run faster than a man, right?
Okay, yeah.
That's fake wrestling science.
Fake science. You do get some friendly fire.
Yeah.
I think it was both times Nick Jackson hitting Matt Jackson, if I've got it right. So Nick Jackson accidentally, I think it was an onigiri kick at Matt, and a clothesline as well, because FTR duck out of the way. But it just shows how great team they are.
There was the BT trigger that got ducked as well.
That also got ducked.
Yeah, one of the BT
triggers.
triggers
I got that later on.
Yeah. No, yeah, just talking
and
in terms of
knees collide.
Yeah, that was
Painful.
rough.
So it shows how strong that team is, because a lot of teams, if there's any friendly fire, that's cracks immediately.
Well, they're actual brothers in life, so
they've got that bond, and they're gonna keep.
Most people think they're like twins, but they're not.
No, they're not.
It's 4 years apart.
They do look very similar. I have to go by the slight difference in hair colour.
Yeah, Nick's more brown, Matt's darker.
Yes. We have some sort of stealing of moves as well. The most notable for me, FTR hitting the BTE trigger on Matt Jackson, and also going in for a nice big cheek kiss afterwards.
Yeah, I like the Adam Cole thing.
Yeah, it was cute. I liked it.
And don't forget, Young Bucks stole the Shatter Machine. Hit it on one of the FTR as well.
They did. Loads of close moments.
Oh, so many.
So many, like...
So many.
Almost wins for both sides. But in the end, FTR interrupt a Meltzer driver and turn it, sort of, into a Shatter Machine. And pin...
I think it was Nick, wasn't it?
I didn't write down who they pinned. Let's go with Nick.
I think it was Nick.
He seems to have taken the most punishment from Matt.
He's the youngest, so I think it was Nick.
They pinned Jackson to win and retain the championships. What?
They pinned the Young Buck to win.
They pinned the Young Buck.
Yeah. Boo.
And after the win, FTR offer handshakes to the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks turn around and roll out. Young Bucks, roll out!
To booze. They got booed.
They did get booed.
Oh, that's awful. It'll be interesting to see where they go from here now.
Yes.
I mean, did they challenge for the Ring of Honor tag titles then? Adam Cole used to be their best friend.
Yeah.
There's obviously been the feud back and forth with that a little bit.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. I mean, maybe Aussie Open, they haven't got a championship right now. They might go for it. Who knows? How'd we do?
Nope.
We got it wrong. We got it? No.
And we may sound disappointed, but we actually love the fact that we got it wrong, because it doesn't make it as predictable like WWE.
Yeah, we love that. If we get everything right, then clearly we're just as, or if not more creative than the writers.
I mean, for SummerSlam, I only had one wrong.
Yeah, so we like it. Obviously, it's a disappointment because we wanted Young Bucks to win. Yeah. But at the same time, FTR is such a great tag team that we wouldn't begrudge them a win.
Yeah, I like both teams, but I prefer Young Bucks. That's just me.
You got to root for someone.
But then it's like, I think I mentioned in the predictions video, is if Young Bucks won, everyone would have been like, oh, Young Bucks booking themselves to win again. But yeah, FTR won, and all the Young Bucks fans are like, well earned, well done, good job.
I wonder if that's part of the decision to have FTR win.
I don't know. I was more convinced after the whole Cash Wheeler pulling a gun on someone, he was going to get stripped of that title.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, because he could obviously face up to 5 years in prison for that. So we'll see how that rolls.
Yeah, I guess they're giving the benefit of the doubt. They don't want to penalise someone before a verdict's reached or anything.
The problem is the verdict gets reached, you go straight to prison.
Yeah.
So the smart move will be to pull the straps off him before the court date, just in case.
Yeah, I think it's a tough call. It must be such a tough call.
Anyway,
next. Stadium Stampede.
Hey.
It's big. It's big. Really hard to follow. So
especially when you're there.
We've got Blackpool Combat Club, Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta with Santana and Ortiz versus best friends Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta with Orange Cassidy, Penta, El Zero, Miedo. I can't do that accent. It's like, I've got it as a D, but it sort of rolls. Miedo, apologies. And Eddie Kingston. Yeah, I mean, if it's hard to follow on TV, it's harder to follow from the stands. You don't know where to look. If you're looking at the screen, you sort of miss something that's happening on the ramp. If you're looking at the ring, you miss something on the screen. And then you see like, oh, they're in the stands, and then you're looking around like trying to figure out where on earth they are in the stands. So a bit hard to follow. So this was definitely one we had to watch back to get some of the details. But like the big moments, I think we got, because they do try and centralise those big moments.
As best they can.
So the fight obviously starts on the ramp, because why would a Stadium Stampede start in the ring?
That's Eddie Kingston just running down for Claudio.
Yeah, running. You've immediately got bins and chairs flying everywhere. There's people all over the place. Absolute chaos, as you'd expect. Some of the highlights. I'm not sure if this is a highlight. I don't know how to feel about the skewer spot. It's sort of comedy horror a little bit. Moxley gets a wedge of skewers.
Yeah.
A bunch of skewers, a handful. A spaghetti of skewers. I don't know, it reminds me of like when you portion spaghetti. Yeah, a bunch. But before he can use them, I think it was Penta. Yeah, Penta manages to get them off, attacks him, grabs what's left, because obviously some are spilled out in the altercation, plants him on Moxley's head, just like slams him in, and then lets go. And you've just got this pile of skewers standing up straight, and then they flop down, but they're still stuck. And then...
You can see that didn't quite go as planned, because Mox is kind of like...
What do I do?
So
Moxley reaches up and grabs some of
I don't think he actually touches them. I think he just kind of goes toward it, and then he just kind of like...
The middle bunch sort of fall out.
I guess that he kind of felt them shifting as he was going, and then
he's like, oh, they're coming out.
Because I guess if you just kind of do that with your head, you can kind of move your skin a little bit. And
so a bunch fall out. And then the rest of them that are there just like flower.
Like a peacock's tail.
Like, what is it just looks so comical, but also horrific. It's like those are like in his skin.
Like everyone was just as a skewer was going into them, like, oh, yeah. And then they plume, and they're like, oh,
they plume.
I don't know what else to call it.
It's the right word.
I know. I sorry, I don't know what else to say it. They plumed.
It's just bizarre, but it's like, you could never ever do that on purpose. How would you make that happen? I think it must have been the ones around the outside who were like further down a bit. So when he was slamming them in, they went deeper or something. I don't know. It was weird. That image is going to stick with me for a while.
Yeah. Should make it your wallpaper on your phone?
No. I don't want to look at it. It's already burned in my brain.
I put it on the desktop on the Mac.
Gosh.
Leanne, can you get that file for me? Ah!
Not again.
My eyes.
I've written about Eddie and Claudio being in the stands. We sort of worked out whereabouts they were in relation to us and what we could see. Yeah. It's sort of just the standard fighting in the stands and a bit behind in the like concession area, and they were in the like VIP section. So
what do they call it? The Royal Box.
The Royal Box, yeah. So we had like fancy chairs with velvet on.
Where they did show someone on the pre-show, which you negated to mention.
They didn't show her on.
They showed her in the pre-show.
Did they show her on 0 Hour? I didn't see it. I might have skipped past it.
They did. They showed her twice. No, 3 times. Mercedes Moné.
Yeah.
I've
nice
since
rainbow hair.
So
nice.
Yeah, and I was like, people were like, oh no, she's cleared, and the commentary team were like, she's not cleared to wrestle. And then I did see on, I think it was one of the AEW groups I'm in on one of the social medias. They took a side photo, and she still has a boot. Because she screwed her ankle up doing that match.
It's like standard backstage in the stands.
Yeah,
nothing particularly.
Well, Kingston takes out one of the security guys, apparently.
He does.
He's like, what the hell?
Happens all the time.
All right.
I'm not quite sure why it happened this time. He was wearing a BCC shirt, though. I did notice this.
It might have been a plant fan. Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe. Quite possibly. He did look like one of the security guys, though.
Should have put him in blue jeans. It would have made it less obvious.
Yes.
Like, oh my god, Eddie Kingston's attacking a fan. That would be hilarious.
Yeah. But no. Okay, a mini fan arrives.
It's Sue!
Sue. Everyone loves Sue.
And what Sue got with her, Leanne?
Cookies! And then, the people in our area did start chanting, we want cookies.
Yeah.
It didn't take, but...
It got pretty loud in that section.
Yeah, so she gives Trent the tray of cookies. So I
think there was 2. I think Chucky had one as well.
He got a bin lid from the back.
There was 3 people, and there was definitely 2 trays of cookies.
Okay.
100%, yeah.
But yeah, this one of the trays at least gets launched at Wheeler's face.
Oh yeah.
There's cookies everywhere. I want them. And also near this time, so They didn't seem to show it much on TV. That at one point Penta gets, I think, spiked into something.
We don't actually know what happened because I remember looking and seeing Alex Abrahantes with Penta, and he's kind of like
gesturing for help.
And then two guys run down and help Penta back. I'm like, look, they're taking Penta out.
And they're like running with him out to the back.
What's going on? Yeah.
But it didn't seem to be on the recording.
No. But then when Penta, carry
on. So at this point, Penta comes back out, but
like the music kind of starts and it's like the screens go black and it's like Penta says, "Now you die." Yeah. And then Penta Oscuro turns up.
So he's changed into his red gear.
And then the commentator's like, "Oh, Penta Oscuro's come out. Penta got taken to the back earlier." And it's like, why didn't you mention it earlier, guys? Come on. Yeah, I know it's staying in Stampede, but why didn't the producer be like, "Hey, you should probably mention this"?
Yeah, this is like part of the narrative. Maybe show it. Maybe something had sort of timing it.
I think the problem is because there was like 3 different pairings off.
Yeah,
it's hard to show everything.
Can't get everything. Yeah, there he is. He's back. So he's trying to do a ladder spot with. I think was it Claudio?
No, it was either Ortiz or Santana.
Can't remember which. One of the two. Didn't write it down. So he's trying to do a ladder spot.
I think it was Santana.
But the ladder they're using, it's only proper rungs on one side, and the side Penta's on, it's more like the support struts.
He's run the wrong way.
Standing on one, and whoever he was doing the spot with is on the other side.
Yeah.
And it just like one of the support struts just buckles, and down he goes.
The noise it made sounded like it snapped off.
Yeah. It's like, you could see it just bend. So I'm not quite sure what happened, but they got back up, did some stuff, and managed to do the spot. I think don't know if they got a fresh ladder or something.
No, it's the same ladder. Alex was holding it.
Yeah, so hopefully that helped. That must have helped do it. And yeah, they did the spot. It was all good. Everything is fine.
Like a sunset bomb, like a sunset flipping power bomb kind of thing.
Yeah, it was cool. Into some tables.
Everyone thought they were going to do the Canadian Destroyer, but it wasn't quite that.
The crowd was obviously chanting, "We want tables," and it's a bit because the crowd can't see very well unless it's on the screen. I think it was Santana.
It would be so if it was Santana that got driven through the tables of the ramp, it was Ortiz, and I'm pretty sure it was Ortiz.
So Ortiz,
I think.
At one point,
like 80%.
The screens like show as the crowd's chanting "We want tables." The screens cut to him halfway through putting a table up, and he's like. It's like, I'm giving you tables, why are you still chanting? But we couldn't see it.
Super shiny tables.
So it was a bit weird, but I don't know. It's, like we said, it's such a tough job for production to actually...
I feel they just need the constant split screen stadium Stampedes and have 2 halves.
The problem for being there is the screen was already really small for us to see. So I don't know how I just managed, but... it's one of those things.
Wembley needs more big screens.
Yeah. So heading up to the finish then, Orange Cassidy gets out a bucket.
And
a bottle. And some duct tape. What's he gonna do? So he wraps his hand in duct tape, but like sticky side out. Breaks the bottle into the bucket. Grinds his hand into it so that all the glass is stuck to his hand. And then... he gets attacked.
Moxley intercepts.
This is fine.
He's gone for the orange punch.
Yes.
And Claudio.
But and then at that time you've got Eddie attacking Castagnoli with a chair in the ring, but Moxley intervenes. Eddie drives Moxley through the barbed wire board because he's had enough. He told Moxley to stay out of his business and he doesn't want to hurt him, so leave me alone. But had to do it. Drive him through the board. And because of that, Orange Cassidy got the chance to punch Claudio Castagnoli, do the orange punch with the loaded glass hand, gets the pin, and best friends and friends win.
Best friends.
Best friends and friends. Yay.
You did miss the forced best friends hug.
Forced best friends hug, yes.
So they had Wheeler Yuta in the ring, Orange Cassidy, Trent and Chucky, and they all just kind of grab him and hug. With Yuta right in the middle.
You've got to give the people what they want.
Do you know you got to give us what we want? Wins. And we didn't get this one right in our predictions. We figured BCC was going to win. However, this does now kind of make BCC look really weak and rubbish. Because they've lost Blood and Guts and Stadium Stampede back to back.
Yeah, I think they were already heading that way a little bit.
So they're going to kick someone out? Is Wheeler going to get booted?
Someone's going to get booted. But who's the weak link is the question. Who's the weak link? Because Wheeler's been pretty good, really.
Well, Wheeler lost. I think it was Wheeler that took the hit in Blood and Guts. And Claudio took the hit in this one. I don't know. Don't know.
Just fun. Okay, then. Next is the AEW Women's Championship. This is a 4-way match between Hikaru Shida, who's the current champion, Saraya, Toni Storm, and Britt Baker.
D.M.D.
Yeah, this was good. I enjoyed this one. Saraya enters, followed by her family.
Bloody entourage.
Yeah, definitely. Who come down to the ring with her and then head to the front row to watch. So Saraya enters to We Will Rock You, which is a great way to make sure the crowd are cheering and singing for your entrance.
I'm going to assume that's the song that she used for entrance in the Indies, but I don't know.
I was trying to remember if it came up in the Fighting With My Family film.
I don't think so.
I don't know if it did, but it might not have had licensing. I don't know. And then Toni Storm enters to God Save the King.
Queen.
I mean, officially now
Royal.
It's King, but she was going for Queen, I think.
God Save Royal.
The monarchy. Monarch.
Yeah, let's go with that.
People were singing.
That was weird.
It was embarrassing.
That was really weird. Because there was... the row in front of us, maybe 4 or 5 seats to our right, there was a chap with 3 kids, 2 young boys and a girl. One of the young boys was singing that word for word, no word of a lie. I was like, wait, what? I had to double take. I was like, this kid is singing the entirety of this song. I don't know the words to it.
They probably learned it in school for the coronation.
That's what I mean. It's like, what? Ugh.
I haven't sung that thing in years. And I don't plan to start.
I never have it, I think. We didn't do that in my school.
Lucky. We had to go visit the Queen once.
Did you have tea with the Queen?
No, we had some rubbish.
All right, Liz.
We had tea in a room that the Queen had possibly been in like 3 hours previously. And sad cucumber sandwiches.
Anyway.
It was boring. Anyway. So, you get to one point. So, obviously, Saraya and Toni Storm are part of Outcasts. They start teaming up. They're like... Sorry, just some technical difficulties there. I think we're all sorted now. All good. Back to it. So, Saraya and Toni, part of the Outcasts. They're working together to start with, up until one moment where they're both trying to pin Britt Baker, and then they're sort of down, they count 1, and then they're like getting up, like, we talked about this. They both say we talked about this.
Yeah.
So they don't know which one of them is supposed to win, and thought the other one was backing them when they clearly weren't. So this starts the whole downward spiral of that friendship, which sort of leads to, I guess, well, it's exacerbated by I use big words. Toni Storm goes to ringside where Saraya's mother, who I think her wrestling name's Saraya at least.
I think her real name is Saraya.
One of those.
I think.
She gets her to hold Britt.
Yeah.
So that Toni can do a move.
That's right.
But Britt ducks, so Toni hits Saraya's mum.
It's like an elbow or a forearm or something.
Yeah.
Floors her, it's hilarious.
Just like falls all the way back.
And her dad is so bad that he's kind of sat down and he's like...
he's like, I'm loving the show. No, act into it.
You should be furious, mate. Your wife just got smacked in the face. If someone smacked her in the face, I'd be irate.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be.
And there's this guy sat there like...
I wish I'd done that sooner. Not saying anything. I don't know these people. So obviously, Saraya is PO'd.
Livid.
Yeah, she's not very happy. And you also get Saraya's mother just yelling for the rest of the show, basically.
So loud.
So loud.
God.
So yeah, they have a fight back and forth. Toni exposes a turnbuckle and sort of props Saraya up against it, probably to do the
The hip attack.
The hip attack. I was in my head. It was just going the butt thing, but that's not what it's called. It's the hip attack. So then down
Please
comes
help someone.
Ruby Soho runs in to try and convince Toni not to attack because Saraya is lying with basically her neck on the exposed turnbuckle, and that's where she's been injured.
Yeah.
Toni then hits Ruby Soho. Surprising. So Ruby leaves.
Yeah, she's like, screw this.
Yeah, so...
It was weird.
Thanks for coming, Ruby.
You brought Ruby in. But then in the post-media thing afterwards, Toni said he wanted to get as many people on the card as he could and how many people on the show as he could.
Yeah,
he did what he
that's
could.
cool.
So.
It's part of history, so you got to get people in on it. The fight carries on. Everyone's involved. So, words. Shida gets some great moves in. Britt has a great innings. And tries to get the... Lockjaw. My head went to mandible claw, and I know that's what it was with sort of a similar thing.
Yeah, kind of.
Tries to get that on Shida, but Shida's just like, nope. I don't think I've seen anyone struggle that much and be able to.
They were saying she's just raising her chin up, so you can't get it. But
clenching her teeth.
All Britt had to do really was that.
Yeah, it did look like Britt was kind of like holding like that. So and then I can't get it. But
like if Shida was like, trying to
bite, yeah.
Every time anything, she's doing that, and Britt's like, trying to still go for it. That would have probably been a bit more believable.
Yeah.
Then she's trying to raise her chin, but Britt's holding her arm here. No, you got full range with that arm.
Yes.
In the lock, in that move.
Yeah. There we go. It looked I think better from a distance that one than when we watched it back, but it's all good. So coming to the finish. Saraya sprays Toni Storm in the eyes, and then hits a nightcap and pins her to win. So Saraya is the new champ.
Winner and new champ.
Which I think we expected.
Yeah, but you predicted Hikaru Shida.
Yeah, I put my wishful thinking up there.
I predicted Saraya, so that's one for the good guys.
Hey, I'm not the bad guys.
Everybody loves the bad guy.
Oh, okay then. So Saraya wins, and there's a whole celebration. Her family comes in the ring with her, and it's quite emotional, and she gets emotional very easily, so, you know.
It's been on.
I won this thing that I knew I was gonna win. I'm so crying.
This is my house now. That's what we're going to get on Dynamite or Collision or the house.
This is my house again.
This is
I lost it, and now I got it back again. Thanks. So next.
I am the queen of this house.
She gonna marry Swerve or something? All right, Coffin match.
Speaking of Swerve. You missed a perfectly good segue there.
I missed a perfectly good Swerve.
Get on with that. Jesus.
We've got Swerve and Christian Cage against Darby Allin and Sting, Joker Sting.
In a coffin match.
So if anyone gets put in a coffin and the lid closed, their team loses, essentially.
Yeah.
So Swerve's entrance, I hated it. the guy who does the song was like rapping, but it was over the music. So you had him rapping out of time with himself rapping, and I was like, oh,
it's awful.
It's terrible. Just put a lyric-free version, just with the swerves. And then just do your thing. Just perform it rather than... Or lip sync. I don't care.
Most of you do anyway.
Don't like it. Darby and Sting have their entrance. They have like a little vignette thing which plays into the whole Joker Sting bit. And then they enter to...
Sting's absolutely awful British accent, by the way.
It was very bad.
It was bad.
Real bad. They enter to Seek and Destroy.
Sting's old WCW music by Metallica.
Yes, so...
Thank you, Tony Khan.
Yeah, that was a great time.
I marked out hard for that.
You really did.
So hard.
It was very good.
That's one of the main contributors for this right now.
So, highlights. Matching, almost matching. Drawing pin, thumbtack jackets. Yeah. I call them drawing pins.
In the UK, they're called drawing pins, yeah.
Thumbtack jackets. Darby's had a design on
look,
back.
Yeah, I was trying to make out what the design was, but I couldn't quite see it.
I think it was like some skulls or something.
I'll have to wind it back. And
it looked cool. So that was fun. They just jumped into people for a bit, spiking them. I don't know how effective it is, especially if you've got a big design in the middle, so the thumbtacks are just sparsely around the outside. But
well, Darby does more of a shoulder barge than a back barge.
Yeah, I suppose.
And the thing with Stings is his attacks on the back, but he does the Stinger Splash, which is really front. So that didn't really work.
No, not quite. You needed to zip it up. But yeah, they keep them on for a little bit, and then they go. Christian ties Darby's hands together behind his back for a bit.
I think it was duct tape,
I think it was, yeah. It was fastened with something. But Darby still manages to dominate pretty much. Even managing a cannonball to the outside.
He did a complete flip off the ropes.
Yeah,
he jumped on the second rope and did like a complete moonsault off the second rope with his hands tied behind his back. And he hit it picture perfect on Christian.
Has he done, or am I misremembering, has he done a match with his hands tied behind his back before? Was that someone else?
No. I don't think AEW have done that one.
It rings a bell that someone's done it, but I don't know.
Stone Cold Steve Austin did it with Vince once. He had one arm tied behind his back.
I feel like it was more recent, but I could be I'm probably making it up.
I don't remember if it did.
It's all good. Okay, so we have Christian in the coffin, but they can't close it because he's got his hands and one leg sticking out, which look great. It looked really fun. And as they're just trying to slam it shut on his leg, because maybe just putting it through the leg is a way to do it. I don't know. They're probably hoping he'd drag it back in with the pain, but then Luchasaurus comes out, so it's fine. So he comes out to defend Christian. And in return, out comes Nick Wayne, who apparently thinks he can take on a dinosaur with a skateboard. As in Nick Wayne with a skateboard, not a dinosaur with a skateboard. So, yeah, he comes out, whacks Luchasaurus across the back with the skateboard, and obviously Luchasaurus doesn't flinch, just turns
did a fly
slowly.
just land on me? Yeah. It's kind of like the chair shot with Sting.
Yeah.
Which comes a bit later on.
So then, instead, Nick Wayne gets chokeslammed into the skateboard and then unceremoniously carried out. Bye, Nick Wayne. We might not see him ever again.
That's gonna hurt.
Excuse me. You've got at one point Swerve on top of the coffin, and Darby tries to hit a coffin drop.
That's on
Swerve
the outside
moves. So it just he just gets
she's on the
full
top rope
coffin
to the floor, basically, yeah.
To the coffin on the floor.
That was rough.
And that leaves a massive dent in said coffin, obviously.
It's probably a massive dent in Darby's back too, let's be perfectly honest.
Yeah. And then we come to the chair shot. So Swerve hits Sting in the back with the chair.
I think he's got the death drop, the scorpion, the sharpshooter, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head now. I think mine's gone blank on Christian.
I think so, yeah. The Sting just turns and has this look of just rage.
Yeah, he's
in
like,
his eyes.
the hell are you doing?
Why?
Scorpion Deathlock.
That one. Alright, then the coffin gets dragged onto the inside by Christian and Swerve.
And Nana.
And
Nana, helping too.
Nana. He's there. I sort of blanked him a bit.
Yeah.
He's boring. Swerve manages to get Sting in the coffin and ceremoniously is putting the bat in with him.
Baseball bat, not the cricket bat that's being used.
There's baseball and cricket. I don't know what's happening.
There's
Next, there's going to be a round of
Sting was using a cricket bat for the most part.
It's like as a one-up on a baseball bat or something.
That's because it's British.
Yeah, I suppose. It didn't really get a pop. It's fine. Not everyone cares about cricket.
Sting plus bat equals pop. Doesn't matter what bat. He could literally bring out a bat and everyone would be like, yeah!
I would love that. Yeah, bring out a real bat. Do it.
No. Because we'll probably have the Royal Preservation for bats against us now, Leanne. What have you done?
That's cool. Anyway, Sting uses the bat to hold the coffin open. Because why would you? He could have just put his hand out, but I guess if you put a bat there, you're not going to then get your hand crushed by someone slamming it. Which is what happens when Swerve gets in the coffin accidentally.
Accidentally, he kind of gets put in there.
Well, he didn't intend to be in the coffin.
Yeah.
Ends up with both his hands sticking out, and then you've got Darby and Sting just like slamming it on his hands. He's like, He does a good job of acting it and like sticking his hands out. It reminded me, I don't know if you remember the scene from Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Why is the name gone from my head? Sweeney Todd.
I've only seen that one.
Yeah, with the guy in the chest with the hands sticking out. Anyway, because they can't slam it on his hands and close it, Sting drags Swerve half out of the coffin, closes the lid on him, slams it, and then Darby hits a coffin drop onto the lid. Onto the coffin, onto Swerve.
The coffin drops the coffin.
Chopping him in half. And then they can just
finish him.
Close the lid. Although you did point out that Swerve's dreads were sticking out of the coffin, so does it really count? And I say yes.
I'd laugh if they actually run with that as a storyline.
They might.
That'd be hilarious. Like Swerve's so salty. I wasn't fully in the coffin. My hair was sticking out of it. That'd be hilarious. I'd love it. Hair, Elliot. Yeah.
Hilarious.
We both predicted Darby and Sting to win that, and we both got that right. And then they were played out again by Metallica.
Yes. Yeah. Which was great.
Seek and Destroy.
Good stuff. Okay, next. Will Ospreay versus Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho. Jericho sings himself to the ring with Fozzy.
All like 2 minutes.
Yeah, they don't do the full song, just the normal like entrance.
First verse and chorus.
Everyone sang. It was nice.
Why not play the full song? Like
yeah, I did think they would since they had the band there.
Yeah, they've flown them out, so.
I know they did another.
Other than they did. Yeah, that's true. Then on Friday night,
they did a full show, so they got their money's worth, I suppose. It was good. Yeah. Okay, to the match. So Sammy's at ringside. Sammy Guevara's at ringside in Jericho's corner.
Wearing his Inner Circle jacket.
Yes.
Not the JAS stuff.
No, because JAS is dead. Sorry. It was a fun match. I didn't have a lot written down. I think, again, it was one that, while there wasn't a lot of sort of, I don't know how to put it, because it's not like it's not interesting. It's not like it's not good wrestling and there weren't spots. I guess there's not so much out of the ordinary, I suppose.
It's more technical.
Yeah. Technical, great wrestling, for sure. You did have
a lot of cockiness on both guys' parts.
Oh yes, the egos in the room. It filled the whole stadium.
And then obviously you got Callis on the outside. That's another ego. That
He was on commentary, I think.
No, that was the Kenny match. That was the Kenny versus Bullet Club.
My bad. So I felt like a bit Sammy was there in case Callis tried
I think that's what it was. Yeah, like a neutralizer.
Yeah, he did interfere though.
Sammy did too.
He hit Will Ospreay. Yeah, Sammy.
Oh yeah, I think meant Callis. Yeah.
Hits Will Ospreay with the bat. While Jericho has him in the walls of Jericho, I think it was.
I think the ref was distracted by Callis at that point.
Yes, ref didn't see it.
So I mean, it's just cancelling out Callis's BS, isn't
exactly. it? So Ospreay is like actually knocked out, not moving.
Yeah.
You can see at one point, I think you could see it even in the arena, Jericho's like moving him away from the ropes and Ospreay's just like being dragged with his arms flapping. He's out. But Aubrey is the ref. Does the usual hands lifting, does it twice, and Ospreay comes to, so she doesn't have to do it a third time. So he is still in.
He's still all in.
Yes. Speaking of Aubrey, it wasn't like a ref bump. It was more, Jericho stumbled into her a bit. It just happened at the same time that one of his legs flung out backwards.
You almost had like a mule syndrome or something.
Yeah. And I went, I don't know. It's like inadvertent low blow to Will Ospreay. Completely by accident, of course. Complete accident. So down goes Ospreay.
Like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
Crunch.
But he doesn't stay down.
No.
I don't know. The whole crowd was behind Will Ospreay because he's British.
Yeah.
They've got great song that they all sing about him. I don't know. But I couldn't get behind him because Callis was in his corner.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
No, yeah, I get that.
So as everyone was cheering for Ospreay, like, what are you doing? Cheer for Jericho. But really, I don't know, Jericho's the heel, so fine, I suppose. Ospreay does then win. after hitting a hidden blade followed by a code breaker and pinning Jericho.
Codebreaker?
That's what I wrote down.
Stormbreaker.
Stormbreaker. I know something broke.
He hit 2 Stormbreakers and 1 hidden blade.
My bad.
Yeah.
Stormbreaker. What's the code breaker? Is
That's
that
Jericho's one.
Oh.
That's Jericho's where he jumps up with the knees and slams the face into the knees while dropping
That
back.
must be why it was in my head.
There was a lot of code breakers for being thrown around. Blah, blah, blah.
I apologise. Don't shout at me.
Blah, 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 blah.
Cool. So that's the outcome.
Yeah, we had that one right. We
Yay.
both predicted Will Ospreay to win that. So.
Following that outcome, Jericho's very sad, obviously. Sammy gets in the ring to sort of make sure he's okay. But Jericho just puts his hand in Sammy's face.
Yeah, he's just kind of
like, nope. So I don't know whether Jericho felt Sammy didn't help enough or if he just is frustrated at the loss.
I think he's frustrated at the loss.
Just needs some time to cool off.
I think we might end up seeing another renovation or reinvention of his character.
Ooh.
I reckon we're going to get to see new Jericho.
Ooh, cool. That'd be nice.
Because they mentioned he's had, 3 or 4 big losses in a row, back-to-back singles losses.
So he needs some sort of... It's like he sort of tried to get a refresh by joining the Callis family.
Until Callis decided to stab him in the back like a little prick that he is.
So...
Anyway.
Yeah. They then announced the attendance for the event, which came up to a total of 81,035, which breaks the worldwide record for attendance at a pro wrestling event.
Because AEW don't inflate their figures. At the post-media scrum, Tony Khan says probably close to 90,000 with comps and family tickets and staff.
They had
and
to
everything
give
like
that
that
number.
So they gave the official number, not the pregnated WWE figures.
And also not counting a 2-day event as one joint attendance figure.
Oh, we can fit 20,000 in this building and we've actually got 60,000 in it.
Anyway.
Fire Marshal would have a field day with that.
I know, right? Okay, we move on. So next we have the Trios Championships. We've got the House of Black versus the Acclaimed with Badass Billy Gunn.
I'm surprised they're getting overused on that.
Yeah. It seems to be when you add the whole to it that it becomes a problem. The word. What do you mean that it's from
WWE, trademark. Yeah, Badass Billy Gunn was a trademark from WWE with a New Age Outlook.
Maybe it expired or something.
The only way, I think the original one was BAD, it's just in normal spelling, if I remember rightly, and on Billy Gunn's shirt at All In, it had BADD. But that's still close enough to have a lawsuit.
Could be.
If Billy hasn't gone to WWE and said, look, I just want to use it.
Yeah.
I mean, they let RVD do AEW, so...
Yes, maybe they're just being nice. Anyway.
Let's carry on.
So the House of Black entrance is...
Flying pig.
It's amazing as always. The lights go out and you get the crowd, just everyone's got their phones up with the torch, just the fireflies. As their own tribute to Bray Wyatt, and also because that seems to be what they do when it's dark now.
Yeah.
But it's nice anyway. And out come House of Black. They're in white and gold outfits, and one of them's carrying a lantern Buddy's carrying the lantern. I wasn't sure who because the masks threw me off a bit.
Can you not tell by just looking at the size of them?
There was a lot to take in that entrance. Okay. A tribute to Bray Wyatt. Which was really nice, and the commentators obviously then acknowledged it and gave a bit of a tribute, which was good to see, because I know they did an official tribute on Dynamite.
No, it was just Rampage, because it was Thursday.
Rampage, sorry. I always get them mixed up on Rampage, so they wouldn't usually do like an official one again, but because the crowd are still feeling it so much, I think they needed to do something, just a little nod, so this was a good way to do it. And
Buddy and Malachi would have been in WWE when Bray Wyatt was there, and they would have worked with him, they would have known him, but they've all put personal things up.
Yes.
In our prediction video, I put a little bit of a video thing together with some images. I followed Bray Wyatt's career from NXT all the way through. I was really annoyed when Vince let him go.
Yeah.
I feel that we could have had so much more great stuff from this creative genius. That's exactly what Bray Wyatt was.
Yeah.
What Wyndham Rotunda was.
For sure. Yeah, that was a nice touch. they have the rest of their entrance. What's really strange is being in the audience. It doesn't seem as dark as it does on TV.
They have the contrast.
So you can see them like running to the next position, and they do it
well,
like in
not
character.
Running, yeah.
It's not like quick, get to the next one. It's like, but seeing the movement of it is a different experience on TV when it's like black and then it comes up and they're somewhere else, sort of thing. So I thought that was interesting. The Acclaimed come out with their usual rap song. I found it interesting that the only UK references that they could come up with were the royal family and Harry Potter, but okay, I'm not salty. They gotta pick something. And they'll pick something that most people are gonna understand. So.
This is why rap is crap.
But
to be fair, they could have gone for the noncery of Prince, whatever his name, I can't remember which one it was.
Oh, they talked about Prince Andrew.
Was it that one? Because they talked about Meghan Markle as well.
Yeah, they said Meghan Markle and they said Prince Andrew.
I could just want to say, well, okay.
They said
I mixed them up. I thought when he said, I got confused. I don't follow the monarchy. I don't really care about the monarchy. But when he said the prince, then I thought he was talking about the one that was married. Okay. So Andrew's the nonce. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's the one. Anyway, alleged? I don't even know. No, I think it's proved. I have no idea.
Yeah. I think it's absolutely proved.
I don't want to get cancelled either way. Okay. On to the match.
The views and opinions of Lealan Presents are their own.
Not even well informed, so don't take anything by it, thanks.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean it's a great match.
Yeah, it was.
Both amazing teams, and Billy Gunn just having that extra spice, I suppose. Instead of he's sort of thrown away the jokey running about having a good time thing for now, and is just going at it, which is cool to see. He still got it. We have interference from Julia Hart.
Oh no.
Surprising. I didn't think this was going to happen, but after her interference, well, she takes the sesame timbers. I mean, they don't usually do like men attacking women, but I guess it wasn't even like it's self-defense because she didn't hit anyone. But
my feeling is
coming.
Impact Wrestling does toy with intergender matches, so it's possible that AEW are kind of dipping their toe in to see how the crowd react.
Yeah, it worked. It did work, and there wasn't anything like problematic involved. It was a fun spot.
Because you think, okay, so run with the TBS Championship, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't say TBS Women's Championship.
Very true. Very true. It could be
TNT title doesn't say TNT Men's title.
It's a good point.
China won the Intercontinental Championship back in WF.
Yeah. Could happen. Well, I like it. We had a random cut to Mercedes Moné again.
I don't understand why they cut to her then.
Yeah, they weren't
really
talking
weird.
about her or anything.
She had nothing to do with this match at all.
I reckon.
Don't get it.
She was just like, oh, hang on, I'm feeling quite pretty right now. Can the camera people come over?
Like at the end, like after the match and then certain music's playing and she's just like vibing and she's doing this. Fair enough.
Yeah, but this is mid-match.
But mid-match?
Why?
I don't
Maybe they cut to the wrong camera.
It's possible.
I don't know.
Then they were just, right, leave it for 2 seconds and then just okay, yep, just back.
Okay, let's go. She didn't look surprised. I don't know, but she's a professional, so she's probably always ready. Who knows? All right, a fun spot with Billy Gunn hitting Brody King with a chair, and it just like something. He just hit it in just that right spot that the seat went, so the chair just stayed on his
the back
head.
of his neck. Yeah.
That's fun. Wouldn't happen again if you tried, but it's okay.
And that crossbody on the outside.
Yeah, crossbody on the outside. Ouchies.
That was nasty.
At one point, Julia gives Brody a chain.
Yeah.
Which I think he was trying to hit Bowens with it.
I think it was Bowens.
Bowens ducks. So Malachi takes it. And then Brody's like, oh, goes over to see if he's okay. Which is a bit out of character, but he's the leader of the group.
Of House of Black, yeah.
And he's not easily angered, but when he's angered, it's a bad news. So he kind of got to check.
I get the feeling that Bowens was meant, or whoever came in and attacked Brody after that wasn't in their queue, and that's why Brody was stalling. That's the impression I got.
It could be.
Because then he's like, right, I need to wait for this attack. Right, let's just look more shocked. We're like, uh-oh, is he okay?
Yeah, maybe.
Where's this attack? That's what it kind of felt like to me.
Yeah, it did seem like quite extended, didn't it? Interesting. Another part, you've got Billy Gunn pinning Buddy Murphy, but Julia pulls Aubrey out as she's making a count.
Yeah.
And then they have an altercation on the outside. Because, I mean, it's... Oh, yeah, I should have mentioned this is house rules, and the stipulation chosen is
no holds barred.
So there's no disqualifications.
Yeah.
Potentially, Aubrey could have sent Julia to the back.
Anything goes.
Yeah, I was
She
wondering.
can't send her to the back if anything goes.
Yeah, fair enough.
That would be against the rules.
Even if she's not part of the match at all.
Yeah.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah,
I learned
anything
something
goes.
new.
No holds barred means anything goes.
There we go. There we go. Okay, and then we come to the finish where Max Caster hits a mic drop on Brody King. I think there are some other moves hit to people around there.
I think was it the arrival, then the mic drop.
Yeah, something along those lines.
And then he kicks out a one.
Yeah. Then they do it
Brody
again.
the Beast.
They do it again.
Bad Daddy Ass hits Billy Gunn rather hits the Famouser first. Then the arrival, then the mic drop.
Mic drop.
Then all three of them pin him.
All three pin Brody King, because how else are you going to keep him down? So the new trios champions are the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn.
Yeah, not happy with that.
You're not happy, but you knew it was coming.
I did.
You
and
did.
I still went for my pick anyway, so I got that one wrong technically.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have gone for what I wanted, but it's what it is.
We all have to sometimes. I'm not sure if it was a nice moment. I was trying to figure out while watching it back. So House of Black get the trios titles. They stand there watching for a bit and then head over and hand the titles over to the Acclaimed. Which I don't know if it's like a you've earned this or a fine, take it.
No,
we'll see what happens.
I think it's more of right, you beat us in our rules, here's your belts. But I think it's kind of like we're coming.
Yeah, because it wasn't like a here you go. It was more of a
it was
shoved
like
at them kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like we acknowledge that they're yours, but we're not happy, and we'll be coming back for them sometime.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe
they're
we'll see them
custom
again.
belts as well.
Mm.
Because they're black and silver with the House of Black symbol on it.
Yeah, so the Acclaimed are gonna have to make
Watch their back.
scissors ones.
No. No.
Talking of scissors, we then have a scissor party. So the Acclaimed say, we know that you're like not daddy ass anymore, but we promised 80,000 people plus that we were gonna have a scissor party. So scissor me daddy ass, and then everyone scissors. It was a good time. It was loud.
It was.
It was very loud. Okay, and I think that's probably a good time for your favourite segment. The signs of the pay-per-view. The signs of the pay-per-view. That was some good signs. So these ones I took really from the rewatch, because being up in the heavens with a small screen to look at, we wouldn't be able to see the same signs that you're looking at. So before I get into those, I will give some honorary mentions to the people I met in Lidl in the morning who let me take photos of their signs that they were taking. There was a Scissor Me Daddy Ass sign and a Darby Allin Give Us a Coffin Drop sign, which maybe we'll be able to put some pictures of. Thanks for letting me take those photos. But I didn't see them on the screen, so I didn't put them in the main count. There were a lot of good signs. I actually had to make some choices this time, which hasn't happened for a while. So, in third place...
Britain rules of signs.
I'm going to have to censor it. Best in the world at being a
female dog.
A female dog. I like this sign, and what makes it better is the hearing that it got confiscated shortly after it was shown on TV.
They waited right until CM Punk was right behind him.
Yeah.
Right in front of him.
Yeah, that's a good one. Controversial. We like it. In second place, and this is related to the match that's coming up next. He's our chav. There were a lot of he's our scumbag or he's my scumbag thing. So we've got to give it the real British twist. He's our chav.
Mm-hmm.
And for anyone who doesn't know, a chav is probably a derogatory term for kind of low income, antisocial teens, pretty much, who tend, stereotypically maybe, wear kind of fake designer stuff. So they think they're all that, but they're just hanging out on street corners causing problems.
Drinking white lightning mash.
So it sort of comes about for MJF.
I'm never doing that again.
No, don't do that again. It sort of comes around for MJF, I think, because of the Burberry. Although I'm pretty sure his is genuine. Who knows?
Probably.
And he's also violent. There's I don't know. I'll leave it there.
Yeah, let's not.
Let's leave it there.
Let's not. Please.
In first place, and it took me a while to get the full wording of this because it was hard to see. It was like right at the top of the screen when it was there, and some of the writing's a bit small. Bisect the father buttocks, which is a old Englishy way of saying scissor me daddy ass.
Oh my god.
For most of the time, all I could see was father buttocks, and I was like, I need to see the rest of this sign. I need to. I'm not sure the is correct, because I think that's more you rather than me. So it's like scissor you daddy ass instead. And bisect is more cutting, but they didn't have scissors in medieval times. So, number one, congratulations. And that was the hand signs of the pay-per-view. The hand signs of the pay-per-view.
I personally would have put CM Punk's a bitch. Yeah, I said it.
You said it.
It's a female dog. It's a proper word. What can I say?
Yeah, well, we might get censored. We won't unless
So,
someone
hang on.
reports us. We're not monetized anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Nice. What's the worst word? Ass or bitch?
According to things in America, ass is only naughty if you have hole after it. And they bleep the hole instead of the ass. So I don't understand how language works.
Why don't they just bleep the whole ass? Let's go. Let's carry on.
Goodness, I got way too many notes on this next match, so I have to pick and choose.
Oh, no.
All right.
Okay.
It's the main event. It's time
for the main event.
AEW Heavyweight Championship, I think.
AEW World
Championship. I'm sorry. Adam Cole versus MJF. Baby MJF, baby. Sorry, I didn't
There's a delay. There's a delay.
The entrance was pretty cool for MJF. He had a throne and he had the devil mask on. He was carried halfway down the ramp on the throne, and then he walked the rest of the way. But this is fine. Then they both put on the Better Than You Baby shirts because the brochachas for life, according to MJF's elbow pad, which is cool. This match was really interesting in that you could just see the progression in the relationship as it went. They both started like the very start. You had a very technical back and forth, just like rolling encounters and all this stuff, and then they stop, look at each other, shake hands. And then they do it again, and then they shake hands, but then there's an eye poke, and it just builds up the frustration and just the realization that if they're gonna win, they need to put that friendship aside, but then they don't want to. So it's that inner conflict that just really comes out for both of them throughout the match. It had a really interesting narrative, I felt. I really liked it. It's cool.
And your favourite boy, Roddy Strong, does show up too.
Oh, gosh. Yes, he does. So MJF manages to do a suicide dive this time.
Oh, God.
It's the second attempt during this match, and then with the one from the earlier match, it's be the third attempt.
Yeah.
But he does it. He does a suicide dive, no one holding the ropes, and he looks so surprised. I did it! It was amazing. So I really like that. He knows how to get the crowd on side when he needs them to. And now that he's done that flip, somehow, to face while still being a scumbag, he just knows what to do, and he just gets everyone on his side. And I still feel like it might be a work, but we'll see in due time. At some point, Adam Cole rips MJF's shirt off, which is the first thing that's like
cracks.
Oh, it's bad. It's not good. And then it escalates quite quickly when you have Adam Cole, I think it was a suplex to MJF on the steps.
Yeah.
On the steel
steps. It was
steps.
either a suplex or a brainbuster. I think it was a suplex, though.
But the angle that MJF hits, and he's like down on the steps and then just looks completely out on the floor. But then you get the turn where Adam Cole realizes what he's done, and he's like,
he sat on the
is
floor,
he okay?
and he's like, Max? Max? And the ref's like, get back in the ring.
Get out of the ring. And it's Bryce, the ref, and he seems to be getting really frustrated with Adam Cole, because it's like, how can you be like concerned now? You did this kind of thing. But obviously he doesn't say it, but it comes across in his mannerisms. Or maybe I'm reading too much into it. I don't know. Doesn't matter. You'll have MJF clearing the announce table with the intention of tombstoning Adam Cole on it, but he can't go through with it. But Adam Cole can. Baby. So he does that. They end up both back in the ring. They do something, I missed what it was, and end up both down with an arm draped over each of them.
Oh, was it? I think they both booted each other in the face. I think it was like a punt kick, I think.
Something like that, yeah. They both end up down, and it counts as a pin for both.
Because they both had their arms draped over each other.
Yeah, Price counts. Ends in a draw.
You almost feel the ass get sucked out of the room. It was like,
yeah. Like,
huh?
What? And in a sense, it could have been a poetic way for the fight to end. Because
even you turned around and you were like, what just happened? And I was like, they've pinned each other. It's a double pin. It's a draw. And even Justin Roberts' face when the ref tells him, he's like...
Justin Roberts then announces it. The ref puts the belt on MJF. Adam Cole asks for the mic.
Well, he kind of snatches the mic.
Snatches it. And asks for 5 more minutes. MJF says no. 5 minutes isn't enough. We're going until there's a winner in Wembley effing Stadium.
Yeah, I was going to say it.
Which is so cool. And then the crowd goes wild because they don't want to end on a draw. How can you do that? And then they continue. Ref bump. Did I even write down how it happens? Yes, I did. All right. No, I didn't. I definitely didn't write down
just
how
the first one?
Yeah, first one.
I think it was just a
normal.
I think it was a normal bump. I think.
Just a normal bump. So while the ref's down, MJF gets a steel chair, tosses it to Adam Cole to make it look like he's hit him with the chair.
The old Eddie Guerrero shtick.
Yeah, Cole tosses it back. It goes back and forth many times.
It's like hot potato.
MJF gets frustrated and sort of wields the chair as if he's going to hit Adam Cole. So Cole drops to act like he's been hit. MJF sees this and thinks, how do I one-up this? Puts the chair around his neck and goes on the ground. Who are you going to believe? The guy who's on the ground or the guy who's on the ground with a chair around his neck? Up gets Bryce. But it's all fine because MJF rolls up Adam Cole, who kicks out, but it diffuses that problem. So it's fine, no one gets disqualified. MJF takes a Panama Sunrise on the concrete before the ramp. She's like, ouchies. But still kicks out because he really wants to keep his championship. Yeah. Then you get, to follow that, Adam Cole goes for a Panama Sunrise in the ring this time. As MJF gets up, he pulls Bryce, the ref, into the way. So he eats a full Panama Sunrise, which I've not seen before. So that's great.
That's hilarious.
It's like the mother of all ref bumps.
What?
So as the ref is down, MJF pulls out the dynamite diamond ring. Oh,
it's quite late, folks, so bear with us.
Sorry. but decides he can't use it.
Half the crowd like, yes! Half the crowd like, no!
You could just see, like, even from the small bit of crowd you could see, you've got people going, yes, yes, yes. People going, no, no, no. And it's just so split. But I would say no. I was like, don't do it. Not that you could hear me all the way up there. It's fine. So Roderick Strong then appears, gives the belt to Adam Cole, and goads him into attacking MJF with the belt. Cole takes his shirt off. He's still been wearing the Better Than You Baby shirt. Takes it off. So we all think he's going to do it, but decides against. And Strong leaves. Off he goes.
Throwing his ties out the pram again.
Yep. Oh, have I missed a bit?
Carry on.
Okay. I've got the finish next, but I thought there was something else. But no, it came after. So after, I think it's pretty soon after he doesn't attack with the belt, MJF just rolls him up in an inside cradle. Did I miss something? I think I missed something. Pretty much it, yeah. Inside cradle is out of nowhere. MJF wins and retains.
There was that really slow ref count.
Yeah, that's where I think I've missed something. Oh, I've got it. Hang on. Okay, go back.
We're professionals, folks.
I'm sorry. Roderick Strong low blows MJF at one point, and then tries to get Adam Cole to get him. There's another Panama Sunrise. He lowers the boom and pins for an awfully long time. I think it got up to like a 20 count. Something.
The ref starts doing.
Yeah. Bryce crawls over and he's like counting, and between each count it's like he's fainted again or something.
I literally thought after the first one, I was like, oh, he's passed out again. And then he gets back out for number 2. It's like, huh?
So he gets 2 of them in and then MJF kicks out. I do apologise. That was before the belt incident.
We're professionals. Right.
I'm trying. Yeah, so MJF wins. How'd we do?
We won.
We won.
We got that one.
We win.
We got that one.
So following the decision, Adam Cole's in the corner, really upset. MJF has the belt. He's really happy, but then he looks over at Adam Cole and he's like, looks at the belt, looks at Cole, leaves the belt in the corner and goes over to check on Cole. And like, MJF, my heart.
He's our scumbag.
He's our scumbag. He is. But he's like saying to Cole, listen to the crowd, they still love you. It could have gone either way, and all this like genuine friend stuff. And he's like, look what I'm gonna do. And he goes over and gets the tag belts that they won together, brings them over and hands one to Adam Cole, who chucks it out of the ring like a kid having a tantrum.
Like Roderick Strong.
Yeah. So then MJF calls him out and's like, all you care about is the belt. You don't care about me at all. If you want it so bad. And he goes over and grabs the championship.
The Triple B.
And just throws it down next to Adam Cole. Here, have it. And then turns around, arms spread. Just go and do what you have to do. So Adam Cole's got the belt. Roderick Strong appears again.
Complete reversal, because this is what happened with Adam Cole and Jeff probably a month or so ago.
Apparently, Roderick Strong has like spidey senses for potential betrayal moments. So he just appears out
My Roddy sense is tingling.
And is saying that Cole should do it. And I feel like Adam Cole would have been more likely to do it if Roderick Strong had not come out and like goaded him, because he's like the devil on the shoulder at the moment, and that kicks in the conscience. But yeah, Cole can't do it. Strong leaves again. Off he goes.
Kingdom meet him halfway in the hour.
Yeah, Kingdom meet him halfway and comfort him, so they're his new friends.
It's okay, poor baby.
And Adam Cole and MJF hug in the middle of the ring and celebrate together. They've got the tag championships. MJF retains and is double champ, and it's nice. And there's confetti, and it's great. The confetti didn't reach us, but
no.
Managed to get some for a souvenir. It's good. And then, to finish it all off...
This is after the show, though.
It does come up, the commentary team talk about it.
Oh,
it comes
okay.
up in the show as well. They announced that Allin will be back at Wembley Arena.
Wembley Stadium.
I'm sorry. at Wembley Stadium next year.
Wembley Arena's like 10,000.
I know. It will be a Wembley Arena again. The hotels are already filling up.
Some of them aren't booking yet, but yeah, a lot of them are. So a lot of them are already jacking their prices up too, apparently.
It's gonna be expensive. A lot of people, they were literally saying, the commentary team was saying when they announced it on TV, on the pay-per-view, like, make your plans now, start making your plans now. So then clearly everyone, while we were in the massive queue to get back to the underground station, they were already at home booking their hotels.
Gits. I heard people saying in the thing they were trying to book hotels and check prices.
There
and
was
stuff
no
as well,
signal at all. We couldn't get
80,000, 81,000 people.
Yeah. Even on
You're not going to get signal.
Wi-Fi, we wouldn't have done it.
No.
But yeah, so that was all in.
Favourite match?
It was tricky. My favourite match was MJF versus Adam Cole. Just the storyline that came through it. The storytelling and the wrestling as well, of course.
Yeah.
It just made it something special, I think.
I agree with that in the sense that it was great storytelling. That's a second for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think my original pick, FTR versus Young Bucks.
Yeah,
because again the storytelling and that was phenomenal. Especially the ends as well, and the Young Bucks like, oh god, what are they going to do now? Because they just turned their back on this rivalry, and that's like progression. Like there's progression in MJF and Cole, but not the same kind of progression.
Yeah, I think similar. That one's a second for me.
Yeah.
So it is up there for sure.
Least enjoyed match.
This one was harder. It was. There was like the matches that I was expecting to be like slightly less great were also great. Even the one I've picked, I actually really enjoyed the match and the energy being there. But I am gonna say Punk Samoa Joe is my least favorite.
Yeah.
Although even just the energy of hate just made it really enjoyable. It's fun to boo people.
See, my original pick was that in terms of the predictions. I think just because of the whole spotlight on people who shouldn't have been involved in the match, the four-way.
Yeah.
I don't feel that having the family getting involved was the right thing to do. I get it, but I think you could have told a story a different way.
Yeah.
I think it would have been better if Toni and Saraya just couldn't seem to work together, and that would have told a more personal story than, you hit my mother, of course I'm going to smack you, even though she could see Britt Baker ducked out the way.
Yeah.
Her reaction was completely overblown for what that was, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
it's great. Do you
Take us
wanna...
home.
Oh, I'm gonna.
What's next?
What's next?
What we got next?
There's so much. What's the next one? It's the WWE Premium Live event.
Payback.
Thank you. I've been like all AEW for a couple of weeks now. So I need to get my WWE brain back in gear.
Well, you're lucky, Leanne, because you know what's after Payback?
It's All Out.
All Out.
AEW.
So we got 2 prediction episodes coming this week. We've got 1 reactions episode after this one coming this week.
It's going to be a busy week, so stay tuned. Please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Obviously, there's a lot more wrestling content coming soon, so follow us on our socials to make sure you are up to date with what's coming up. Our link tree's in the description below, which will take you to our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It still comes up as if I search for Twitter in my phone, so I'm calling it Twitter. But yeah, we'll put our weekly updates on what's coming in the week on there, so you'll see like when we're planning to drop these videos, you'll know when they're coming.
This week we're dubbing it as
Wow.
The week of wrestling.
Wow.
Because that's all the content you're getting this week, because there's so damn much of it coming up.
Yes. We'll make up for it with other stuff after the crazy wrestling era has ended.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. Comment below what your favourite match was, and why.
Were you there?
Were you there? And are you planning to be there next year? Let us know. That'd be really cool.
You standing right beside us on that massive queue to get back to Wembley Park's underground station?
We went for so long, but I mean, queue management, they did an amazing job considering how many people were there.
They absolutely did.
So, you know, it's great stuff. Anything else?
Nope.
Cool.
I got nothing.
Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon. Join us next time. Are we bang bang gang?
Bang bang gang.
The watches collide first. Terrible. We'll see you soon. Bye.